Hello, my horde. Thank you for coming back after my little hiatus there, while things in my personal life kind of exploded. You may notice that everything looks different and yet also super similar. And that is because in order to renew my lease, they actually made us move into an upgraded unit. They would not allow us to actually renew on our former unit, so we had to rent a new unit so that they could jack our rent up by about $200 a month. And it was the middle of the pandemic, and neither of us were working, so we didn't have proof of income to go anywhere else. So we literally moved around the corner, one building over. Like, the building I used to be in is right over there, and now I'm right over here. The things that are upgraded about this unit, this cut in the wall to make this counter, quote unquote the floors. It's actually just a sticker. We'll talk about the floors in a minute. And this wasn't done by the current property owners. This was done a long time ago. This unit does have central AC, which is why my desk is able to be over here now in front of the window. So I have, between my light and a little bit of natural lighting, I have some nice light actually on my face right now. So that's nice. It actually also, having the desk over here instead of, it was previously over there basically in the kitchen, has enabled some things to look a lot nicer, even though the footprint of this apartment is the same as our old apartment. But just the window AC unit not being right here, letting the desk be here, changes a lot of stuff. So yeah, we moved into here over the course of like 3-ish days. They gave us like 2 weeks to do it, but we needed to get it all done because as soon as the second day that we were finishing up, or trying to finish up moving, it took us into that third day too. I got a call that morning to come back to work at the retail gig, and obviously with no work, being that our other job is theater, and while they actually are, my husband has been brought back in for maintenance, and there are planning of what to do ahead, but it's a theater, there's not going to be the same things, and there shouldn't be, because of, you know, I'm not monetized, so I could say the name of the disease, you know, but disease might be the wrong word. I don't want to give out the wrong information, so just, you know, I could say the name of the thing, but I guess in solidarity with YouTubers who are monetized, I'll just not say the name, but we all know what it is. But yeah, in the middle of that, like theater is not going to be the same going forward for a long time, and possibly ever again, just depending on how, you know, how things shake out. If people like what the alternatives are, better than what the past was, if just frankly, if people just don't come back, even if we reopen after a vaccine and people just don't come back to the theater, that's always a possibility. I don't think it's as much of a possibility, but you know, that's gonna be like a year at least from now or whatever. So I'm really just, you know, we don't know. So yes, obviously I went back to my bridal retail job. I'm doing alterations again, and unfortunately, well, and I feel unfortunately, just because I liked these women, but my two of my coworkers did not choose to come back from furlough. So it's me, and we've hired someone new. So I'm actually getting way more hours than I was before, which is a real blessing right now, which I hate that I have to say that, because honestly, we should just be taking care of people, but you know, I'm now in a place where I at least am not, I mean, I'm still looking at rent and going, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be able to pay this inflated fucking rent, but at least next month, I'm like, I have rent for next month at least. So that's the whole wheelhouse of things, and there are much more important things going on in the world even than my personal problems. Yeah, we'll just leave that at that. There was a half-formed thought there, but no, we'll just leave it at there are also way more important problems in the world than my personal struggles, because honestly, I have really privileged struggles. So yes, aside from all of that, we're not even like fully moved in. Like, we moved everything in here, and then we've been like kind of taking our time sort of getting things sorted all the way back out. Especially because it's a real space problem, and there's a few reasons why that's a problem. We'll sort of tackle that as we get there. But this is the first content I'm making after like 2 weeks straight of just like so much coming at me all at once. So this is a nice, easy video to make, and I do a lot of. I just want to show y'all like how I reorganized some of this stuff, which is organized might be actually a really loose term, especially at this point. But I do so like to share my organizing projects with you guys, so I thought we might just like take a little apartment tour and like talk about organizing teeny tiny spaces, because this is really a very small apartment. Okay, so we'll start in the upgraded kitchen. These appliances were new. These counters are new, these black counters. But yes, sorry, I have a sink full of dishes, and I'm gonna just admit that and show that to you. Gross. Because I'm trying to time management is not going super well, but those will get dealt with, I promise. I promise I'm not that dirty all the time, just only when I'm filming. Yeah, so we had the spice rack before, and like, again, they put in new cabinets. These are new cabinets, but they didn't put in a wider cabinet. So like, you couldn't fit like a utensil sorter into this, what would in theory be a utensil drawer. They do all have that like slow close like latch thing. I don't think I opened that one up far enough to, but yeah, so it's just this narrow stuff, and it's so annoying. So annoying. They could have just put another one, or just put like a full-size one instead of like a half-size one. But whatever, this is what it is, and this was the same issue with the old apartment, which is why we have this folding table here with our breads and the cookies I baked last night. They're mostly basically brown sugar cookies, and then some of them are white chocolate chip cookies. But yeah, so we have this as extra storage slash, when we push everything to the side, it's prep space. And I have started keeping some cleaning supplies, our laundry supplies, dusters, there's box tissues in there, and paper towels. And then these are actually some pots and pans that do not fit under the sink where the rest of the pots and pans are. So I got this bin and shoved them in there, because they used to belong to my mom, and I held on to them when she moved in with her boyfriend. So they were in my car for a really long time, but then I was like, we should just bring these pans in and actually use them. And so I just got a box for them. And then this is disaster land at the moment, but it will be free and clear when I take all the stuff that needs to go to donations and trash to donations and trash. That just has not happened yet. That's all. This little thing used to actually be over by our couch. It's got all our it's got our wedding swords and our wedding guest book. It's our wedding corner, basically a shrine to our wedding. And then the cat's food bowl is there right now because I could not figure out anywhere else to put it. There's some stuff that's in there temporarily. But that used to actually be over on that side next to the couch, but we actually, in here, with this going on, we decided to turn the couch around. We did have it going the other way, and just scoosh it almost all the way to the wall, not all the way to the wall, because it was a little bit under this counter, which the utensils and stuff are there now. This counter also is super, like, it super wasn't meant to be on just this tiny little piece of wall here, because there's this like unfinished bottom, right? Like, and when I'm sitting on the couch, I can see it, and that's clearly like they didn't put any kind of sealer on that or do anything to mitigate the fact that, like, you can see the fucking glue. Like, clearly that was just meant to go on something that width, but they thought this width was obviously too small, so they did this, and I'm just like, the least you could have done is like Mod Podge that over or something, but nope, it's just a totally unfinished slab on the bottom, so whatever. And yeah, special blue couch. Our coffee table is gone, with very good reason. We were sort of dealing with cockroaches in the old apartment, and my husband turned over the table and found a hole in it and sprayed Raid at it, and like 4 cockroaches came out, so we just threw that thing away. That was the issue. They were living in there, and it was gross, so we threw it out. And now we just have TV tray as table. And then all our medias, various video games and stuff, and this mess of wires, because I'm not good at cable management, so we just have a mess of wires. And yes, you can see what video I was watching before I started filming myself. It's fine. And this is, again, just stuff that needs to get organized. This nice little entryway table that, you know, I'll get, some of the stuff is getting moved around and all that. A nice little candle sanctuary. And the desk. Hurrah! These boxes of patterns and the scrap bin, as you may know, were in this area before, but now they're shoved that way, and the desk is here. So when I'm sitting at the desk, I've got natural light, and I've got planner land. Just yay, planners. I bought this magazine rack to hold my planners, and it turns out I have way more planners than that. So that was an underestimate of how I needed to do that. So these are actually just leaning up against the organizational tool. It's fine. We'll work on that eventually. We'll come back to that when I have some money to deal with that. That's what I'm going on with there. But I'm pretty happy with what's going on with the desk. And generally the laptop is living there, but if I wanted to, I could move the laptop and get the sewing machine out and all that. Serger unfortunately still just lives under the desk. But yeah, and there's obviously an organizational disaster happening on top of all of this. But again, you gotta tackle everything just, you know, slowly. Let me get the light here. This is actually my husband's like wedding outfit in his garment bag here. We just haven't gotten that back into the closet. The craft towers have moved over to here. And the cat tower's still there in the window, so that Allie can get up in the window, and her little bowl and her toys are back there. And then our bookshelf is basically in the same corner it was before, and our bed is in pretty much the same position it was before. And look, hello, sleepy kitty. Hello. She's sleepy. All right. And then these bins and the TV and this cart are pretty much exactly how they were, except for the wheels. The wheels broke off of my Cricut cart while we were transporting it. And yeah, it really sucks because the whole point of this was to be able to roll it out and roll it back in. So that's garbage now, and I gotta figure out if I can glue them back in or what. But one of them like snapped, and then I went online and like read. I was trying to see if I could find replacement wheels, and it just turns out that these carts, the wheels on them are crappy because just everyone, like, there were so many posts of just like, hey, so the wheels came broken. Hey, so the wheel broke off one day into using this, and I'm just like. But it's been so long since I bought it that I don't think I'd have any kind of like, I don't think they'd just send me wheels, so I really don't know, but yeah, that sucks, that happened. And then over here we have the shelf, and we actually have, I got rid of enough books in the move that I was able to put out more of my dolls. There's still a couple of dolls missing. I have a Bloom doll and some Spice Girls dolls and several more Monster High dolls. But I was able to put some of them out. Like, here's my Capsule Chicks next to Monster High, which I recently found out those are designed by the same person. So that's pretty cool. And then I've got these Bratz dolls that haven't seen the light of day in 2 years, that I love. I love this goth freaking Bratz doll here. So yeah, like I even put out like my playing Chloe, because I was just like, yeah, all the Bratz, because I only have these 3 apparently, and a couple of My Little Ponies, not all of them yet or anything. And various stuffs, you know, the Jareth figure is always out. A couple of like oversized books over there, and then bras. This is pretty much the same and where it was before, this tower of nonsense. I really need to go through and try to better organize this. This is mostly like jewelry and whatnot. And yeah, it just needs better organization. And then this was previously over by the window, but it is here now. And I actually got rid, there were some binders and stuff on there, and I went through them and condensed and got rid of, because I needed a place for more towels. Because here's the thing about this bathroom. So this bathroom is actually, the door is wider than the door on our old bathroom. So it's a little, like the space is a little interesting. But there, we used to have a rack right here. And obviously there is no over toilet rack there. So that was where my towels and stuff went, and now it's not. And you guys know, I was so proud. I finally got this stuff all organized under here. But now there's just towels stuffed in. So I'm like desperately trying to find a way to get the towels out from under here, because the rest of this was so nicely organized before then. But that will be for, again, future stuff, because all the like over the like metal, the like freestanding over the toilet racks and stuff, they're all more expensive than I can afford right now. Like, you can't get one for under $50, and well, I don't even really have 20 bucks right now for that kind of thing. The real tragedy is we lost so much storage space in the closet. You can actually turn the light on in there, because that's where, as you can see, there's the AC unit back there. So this probably wasn't done by the current company. It was probably done when the AC was installed. But there was all this nice built-in shelving. You can sort of still, maybe not on camera, actually you can sort of see the line right there where the shelves used to be. They chopped them all out, and they put in those, yeah, let me get into the wardrobe zone. They put in the track ones, but they provided 2 long shelves and 2 short shelves, and the 2 short shelves were over here. One of which, because it's taller than the garment rack, we left, and as you can see, there's some hat boxes and wigs and stuff up there, and then the garment rack with all my costumey stuff. But before, we had all our boxes just like lining these walls, and now we clearly don't. But we made use how we could. There's a bunch of boxes up there, and then there are actually a lot of boxes underneath the clothes. What's funny is this rod with the little parts that hold it up, we bought those because there wasn't even a hanging rod in here, and we were so upset. But like, it was like $10 or whatever. We just bought it, and we actually had to get an 8-footer that was too long and cut it down to size because there were no 6-footers for some reason anywhere in town. But so we bought one, we cut it to size. We're absolutely taking that with us when we leave because we bought that. So I know, unfortunately, I mean, that leaves the next person screwed, but I was done dealing with our property manager, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go buy it. So we do though, actually, for this being oversized, we benefit from this like foot over here, past the shelves. I'm forgetting words. It's getting hot and sweaty in here. But yeah, cubes of stuff, which is kind of how we were keeping unmentionables before. So this is actually my husband's sock drawer. This is my sock drawer. And stuff like that. And then, yeah, just blankets and clothes just stacked in, anything that can't really hang. Alright, so that is it for our little apartment tour. I identified a few little organizational projects I might film as I'm doing them and all that. Oh, I totally forgot to mention the whole toy tower over here, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that before. It looks like I knocked into it at some point. So as I was saying, I did identify a couple little organizational projects that maybe will be a part of the channel. Everything kind of sucks, but I would like to still be here to try to entertain you guys with my organizational journey, with craft stuff. I have some plans for the next couple of weeks, and I'm trying to get them filmed today, so hopefully that all goes out soon. Yeah, so I will see you treasures next time. We just won't talk about the fact that I just, I just did that. Alright.